Hello, in this problem here, we have that the graph f is represented by the table shown below at a selected value of f of x, and we want to use this table to create the table for g, but g is defined as a horizontal dilation of f. G of x equals to 1/2 of x. So this notation, different from having the 1/2 on the outside, is going to affect the x values. But instead of multiplying the x values by 1/2, very similar to the idea of when we were adding, like when we had f of x plus 3, this doesn't move the x values in a positive direction. It moves the x values in a negative direction. So mathematically, we're technically subtracting by 3. Well, the same similar concept happens here, just with multiplication. So even though it says 1/2 times x, our x values are not going to be multiplied by half, they'll be divided by half. So we're going to result in a horizontal dilation of by dividing all of the x values by half. Now, to do that operation, you can simply understand, well, if you're familiar with this idea of how to divide by a fraction, then you'll know that that's the equivalency of multiplying by positive 2. So you're essentially just doubling all of the values. But if you're not familiar with that, simply plug it into your Desmos calculator. So if I was to go to my Desmos calculator, as you see right here, okay, well, I don't have those numbers. Let me use the numbers we have right here. I'm going to type in -7 and divide it. And because it writes the value right there, I'm going to put parentheses, make sure that it doesn't make a mistake. And I want to divide this -7 by the fraction of 1/2. So I would write it like that. And we end up with -14. So this -7 divided by 1/2 equals to -14. And if you're paying attention to what I mentioned earlier, you'll see again, to do this type of division, to do a division with a fraction, that's the equivalency of multiplying by the reciprocal of this value. So if I flip this to 2 over 1 and multiply the x by 2 over 1, which is just 2, that's how I'm going to get that number. So I'm essentially just doubling these values. But again, you can just use the Desmos calculator if you're not sure how that in fact works. So -3 divided by 1/2 will be -6. -1 divided by 1/2 is -2. So this will be +2. And 2 divided by 1/2 is 4. Now the y values are not being affected here because again there's no scalar on the outside, nor are we adding anything to that. So the y values will stay the same. And there you will now have your table for G. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this video was helpful.